Hoffman, who is running for U.S. Senate in New Jersey.
Good morning, everyone listening out there. My name again is Madelyn Hoffman, and I'm running for U.S. Senate in New Jersey. And I direct you all to my website, hoffmanforus.com, to learn a little bit more about my campaign. This is the second time around for me. 20 years ago, I ran for office 3 times in New Jersey, all 3 times as a Green. First, I ran as Ralph Nader's vice presidential running mate in New Jersey. That was in 1996. 1997, and he ran as a Green that year. 1997, I ran as a Green for New Jersey governor. And in 1998, I ran for U.S. Congress, also as a Green. And 20 years later now, I consider myself older, wiser, and more radicalized. And so I'm very grateful for the opportunity to run again. I was asked initially to run as a Green because I had worked for almost 2 decades with grassroots groups and municipalities and counties on environmental issues, not open space issues so much, but more on if there was a polluting facility in their community or one that was proposed for their community. I worked with hundreds of grassroots groups around the state. After I ran for office 3 times, I became, in the year 2000, I became the director of a peace organization. And for the last almost 2 decades, up until actually June 1st of this year, I've been the director of a nonprofit peace organization. And I found that during those 18 years, that U.S. foreign policy has become increasingly more militarized, and that's trickled back down to create a war here at home. And so we spent, since 2001, we spent almost $3 trillion on these wars overseas. And if we took even a fraction of that money and brought it back home, that money could be used here at home for the tuition-free college. It could be used for affordable health care for all, improved Medicaid for all, Medicare for all. I also just saw today that the White House says they don't have enough money to pay veterans benefits. That's a lot of baloney, as you all know. Stop the wars, you won't have veterans, and you'll have plenty of money to pay for the veterans who've already served. And then I'm running against Senator Menendez, along with a Republican challenger. And Senator Menendez, speaking of money, has a war chest of $6.4 million already. So, and here I am running as a Green with very little money, but a lot of support and a lot of passion. So I'm asking that people support our campaign, my campaign, support the Green Party. You can go to my website, hoffmanforus.com, to donate to my campaign, or you can go to the Green Party website to donate to the Greens. But you see, Senator Menendez is one of those people who takes money from Big Pharma. He takes money. He's only voted against one war that I recall, the Iraq War early on as a representative. But he hasn't taken a position to end the war, U.S. war on Yemen, U.S.-supported Saudi war on Yemen. He hasn't. He basically champions what the state of Israel wants. He was against the Iran deal when it was really out there. And if you all are following the news, the Israeli Knesset yesterday passed a law that makes them a Jewish-only state and reinforces the apartheid. I've been to Palestine, I've been to Syria, I've been around the world and traveling, and the last thing that people need is more war in these communities, in these countries. So our foreign policy is disrupting their lives, and then when people in those countries, whether it's Latin America or Middle East, come back here, we slam the door in their faces. So talk about not breaking up families. We have to stop police brutality. We have to stop the way we're treating people at the border and abolish ICE. And we have to stop these wars. And Senator Menendez, I'm afraid, or Bob Hugin is not going to stop the wars. I'm going to work as hard as I can to stop the wars, take the money, bring the money here back home, use the money here at home. hoffmanforus.com. And thank you all very much.
All right, thank you very much, Madeline. Next up, we have got Kenneth Mejia, who is here also from California in District 34, which is the area of Los Angeles. Come on up, Kenneth.
Hello, good morning everyone. Good morning to the wonderful, amazing Green Party, to all my colleagues, to all my fellow candidates running for office, trying to smash the two-party system. This is our time. And since 2016, a lot of people are awake. And that's sort of why we took the call to run for office, because our current elected officials are not serving the people. They're serving the 1%. And you see it on both sides. Democrats receive money from the same donors that give money to Trump or the Republicans. They still vote the same way when it comes to war, funding, things like not voting on private prison reform. And essentially, they're out there still doing the same thing and distracting us from the real issues at home, like healthcare, housing, education, a clean, green environment, all in the name of Russia or some other type of distraction. So that's sort of why we're here to run. We're here to show people in our districts, in our communities, that there is an option that can focus and hone down on these specific issues that are affecting everyday people. In Los Angeles, 1 out of every 4 people live in poverty. 1 out of every 2 single moms live in poverty, so 50%. The average rent in LA is $2,000 for a 1-bedroom. 1 out of every 4 people have a college degree, and 1 out of every 5 people have health insurance. So in my district of Los Angeles, we are a melting pot, we are diverse, but there is so much wealth and income inequality that people here need a new option. And I tell people, the Green Party is not just an alternative, we are an imperative. And that's sort of why we did well last month when we won in the top 2 spots in California, because we're providing people with a new imperative, not a new option, that there is things like single-payer healthcare, where we'll fight for healthcare for all, or we'll fight for things like rent control, where you could stay in your communities and not get priced out from an 80% rent increase, where we can fix the housing shortage not with private development, but with quality public housing, where we could also provide children college education without having to get in $10,000 and $20,000 in debt, with tuition-free public college and also canceling student debt. And in LA, we're also a big immigrant community, so we're also fighting for full legal status for all and also abolishing ICE. These are all positions that Greens take pride in, that Democrats and Republicans haven't in the past. And so that's why it's important here that Greens are out there, that they are out there on the ballot line so that people could see and do research on who we are. My opponent, Jimmy Gomez, has received money from every industry you could think of. Health insurance companies, big pharma, the largest private prison company in California, CCA, or Core Civic. He's also received money from the largest student debt collector, Navient. And so, many of our opponents here in this room are doing the same thing. And we need to show people that there is an alternative, that we are the imperative, and that there is a better way to go. And I'm proud to be Green, and we need as much support as possible. Us Greens don't have money. We don't have a lot of money. We don't even get union money. We don't even get any support from institutions, progressive institutions, because we have a G next to our name. And so that's why it's even more important that many Greens and us watching this around the world get involved in these grassroots campaigns, because we cannot beat money with money. It's only going to take people power to beat money power. So once again, my name is Kenneth Mejia. I'm running for Congress in California's 34th Congressional District in Los Angeles. And go Green. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kenneth. That was great. And now, last but certainly not least, we've got one more candidate. We've got Diane Moxley, who's running for U.S. Congress in New Jersey's 7th District.
Hello everyone, and yes, I'm Diane Moxley. I'm running for the 7th Congressional District in New Jersey. I am the mom of a millennial. I'm an attorney. I followed my law school's motto of law in the service of human needs by working as a legal services attorney serving in marginalized communities in Newark and the surrounding areas. I'm also an activist, and I viewed the suffering in Palestine and in Standing Rock and beyond, and had my eyes blown wide open. I will fight all forms of oppression and stand by the axiom of agitate, agitate, agitate. The best thing about running as a Green is that I can be 100% true to my values. I'm running openly as a socialist. And that's because the only real way to combat racial, social, and environmental injustice is by completely turning this country around with a plan of eco-socialism. Our survival now depends on a radical shift from politics as usual. The working class has suffered far too long under the corporate-controlled duopoly. Whichever side of the status quo our politicians are on, they are selling out to big money corporate donors and Wall Street. And it's time to give the power back to the people. And to do that, my platform includes a plan for free public higher education, a plan for student loan debt forgiveness, a plan for improved Medicare for all, an actual living wage, and a real plan for the long, long overdue racial justice. I will utilize and adopt the platform created by the Movement for Black Lives. We need a plan that will eradicate police brutality, end mass incarceration, and work towards healing hundreds of years of systemic, institutionalized racism with a real plan for reparations. We need to fast-track the end to fossil fuels by investing in jobs, creating a renewable, clean energy infrastructure. We need an economy that's based on peace and justice, not war and suffering and exploitation. We need accessible paths to citizenship. We need to abolish ICE, not rename it, not rebrand it, abolish it. We need to end the practice of mass deportations and detentions that are ripping families apart and destroying communities. Together, we can create a better world, a world that is right and just. I can see that world, and it is beautiful. So let's build it together now. So please, as has been stated by our other candidates, we are people-funded. No contribution is too small. So please, to connect with my campaign, to volunteer, or to give any small donation, please visit moxleyforus.com. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much to all of our candidates. Thank you to everyone who joined on the stream. Thank you for everyone who took the time to listen. Please visit all of these candidates' Facebook pages, their Twitter pages, visit their websites, donate to their campaigns. And not just the candidates in your state. If we're going to do this, we all have to support each other across state lines. So if you live in Utah, add the people in California. Follow their campaigns. Donate to their campaigns. And hopefully they'll do the same for us. We all have to show solidarity with each other. Look these candidates up. Follow their pages. Donate and volunteer. Please volunteer. People-powered politics. Thank you.